Welcome. Tonight I'll tell you one of the greatest journeys of the ancient world, the story of Odysseus, a man who, after 10 years of war, spent 10 more years trying to return home. Close your eyes, settle into comfort, and let the story carry you away. Our story begins at the walls of Troy. A 10-year siege finally ends thanks to Odysseus's cunning. A giant wooden horse, 30 warriors hidden inside, and a night raid. Troy falls. Odysseus can finally go home. To Ithaca, to his wife Penelope, to his son Telemachus. At least, that's what he thinks. But the gods have other plans. He sets sail with 12 ships. His men are exhausted, dreaming of home. The first few days are calm. Then a storm rises. Poseidon's storm. The god of the sea is angry with Odysseus. The ships are swept into distant waters, unknown lands. They reach an island, mountainous, smoky. Odysseus and 12 men go ashore. They find a cave, massive, filled with goats and food. Evening comes. Someone enters the cave. But this is no man, a giant creature, one eye, the Cyclops, Polyphemus. He seals the entrance with a huge boulder. No one can escape. "Who are you?" he roars. "We are Greek soldiers. We need your help," says Odysseus. The Cyclops laughs. "Help? I'm going to eat you." And he grabs 2 men and devours them. Odysseus thinks. That night, he makes a plan. The next evening, he offers the Cyclops strong wine. The giant gets drunk. "What's your name?" he asks. "My name is Nobody," says Odysseus. The giant collapses, falls into deep sleep. Odysseus and his men heat a sharpened wooden stake in the fire and drive it into the Cyclops' single eye. Polyphemus screams in agony. He's been blinded. Other Cyclops shout from outside. "Who attacked you?" "Nobody," Polyphemus howls. "Nobody attacked me." "Then why are you screaming?" they say, and leave. In the morning, the Cyclops opens the boulder to let his sheep out, but he stands at the entrance. Odysseus and his men have clung to the bellies of the sheep. As the sheep exit, so do they. Once aboard the ship, Odysseus shouts, "I am Odysseus, king of Ithaca, and I defeated you." This was a mistake. Polyphemus prays to his father Poseidon, "Father, avenge me!" And Poseidon hears. Long and difficult days pass. Many dangers, many losses. Finally, they reach the island of Aea. His men find a beautiful palace in the forest. A woman emerges, Circe, but she is a sorceress. She invites them inside, offers them food, and suddenly the men turn into pigs, real pigs. Odysseus goes to rescue them, but the god Hermes gives him a special plant. This will protect you from her magic. Odysseus arrives at Circe's palace. Circe tries to cast her spell, but it doesn't work. Odysseus draws his sword. "Give me back my men." Circe is shocked, then agrees. She reverses the spell. They stay on the island for a while, but Odysseus is restless. He wants to go home. Circe finally says, "You may leave, but first you must consult the prophet Tiresias in the underworld." Odysseus is afraid, but he has no choice. They reach the edge of the world, the entrance to Hades. Odysseus performs a ritual, and spirits appear. His mother, fallen friends, and finally, the prophet Tiresias. "Odysseus," says the ancient spirit, "your path is hard. Poseidon is still angry, but you can reach home. Be careful, many dangers await. And at home you will have to fight. Hundreds of men wait in your palace, trying to marry Penelope. Odysseus listens, takes note. He leaves the underworld. Now he knows what he must do. The ships enter dangerous waters. The first threat? The Sirens. Their song is so beautiful that anyone who hears it throws themselves into the sea. Odysseus plugs his crew's ears with beeswax. He has himself tied to the mast. The ship approaches the island. The song begins. Odysseus struggles wildly against the ropes. "Untie me!" he screams. But his men cannot hear. They keep rowing. The ship passes. They're safe. But then they enter a narrow strait. On the left, a massive whirlpool. On the right, a six-headed monster, Scylla. Odysseus makes a terrible choice. He steers toward the monster. Scylla snatches 6 men and takes them. Odysseus hears their screams, but can do nothing. The ship passes through. Days pass. Dangers continue. On an island, his starving men slaughter sacred cattle. The gods are enraged. Zeus sends lightning. It splits the ship in two. The entire crew drowns. Only Odysseus, clinging to a piece of wreckage, survives. He drifts in the ocean for days, finally washes up on an island, Calypso's island. He stays there 7 years, cannot escape. But every day he sits on the shore, thinking of home. Finally, the gods intervene. Odysseus builds a raft and sets sail. One last storm, but he's lucky. He reaches the shores of Phaeacia. The Phaeacians are kind people. They listen to his story and decide to take him home. One night, he sleeps on their ship. When he wakes, he's on the shores of Ithaca. After 20 years, he's home, but he must be careful. Over 100 men are in his palace. They want to marry Penelope. Athena disguises him as an old beggar. Odysseus enters his own home. No one recognizes him. He finds his son, Telemachus. They make a plan. The next day, Penelope announces a contest. Whoever can string Odysseus's bow and hit the target, I will marry. The suitors try. None succeed. The bow is too powerful. Then the old beggar steps forward. May I try? Everyone laughs. But Odysseus easily strings the bow, hits the target perfectly. Then he throws off his beggar's disguise. I am Odysseus. This is my home. The battle begins. Odysseus and Telemachus prevail. The palace is cleansed. Penelope comes down, still doesn't believe it. She tests him. Only the real Odysseus knows the secret of their bedroom. And he does. She runs, embraces her husband. After 20 years, Odysseus has returned home. And so, the greatest journey comes to an end. 10 years of war, 10 years of travel. But in the end, love prevails, patience prevails. Sleep well.